Hey friends, it's KT. Creativity is hard. It's easy to get caught up in a project that's difficult or not working the way you wanted it to, and to get trapped. This is something that affects all creatives, whether you're a Nerf modder, a 3D modeler, a game type designer, or a musician or a visual artist, whatever. But there are ways out of this. I've been doing a lot of modding smaller projects, and I had visions of a video that I really wanted to make showcasing all these smaller builds all at once. They weren't necessarily worth their own videos, but I thought that there would be kind of a cool montage. And I had all this clever stuff I was gonna do with sound and music for them, but then the pieces didn't come together quite right, and it can be hard to let go of your vision and just get things done. I'd hoped to put this video together and release it weeks ago, but the reality is no project is ever as short or simple as you expect it to be. The weather got unpredictable and I had trouble finding a good day to take firing footage. So after letting all of this stuff push me back a few days, I finally came up with the idea to set up a bunch of my percussion instruments and shoot the blasters at those, making cool sounds, maybe even remixing the sounds into some kind of a fun song. But then, having taken the project that was already a little too complicated and inflating it more, I was feeling pretty trapped. Like I couldn't get anything done, and I had all these other video ideas, and I couldn't even get to those ideas until I had finished the one that I was already stuck on. Now, there were other obstacles to this, another one being that the mods didn't all work out as I had hoped, and I found myself sort of without the energy to go back and finish all of them. One mod that did come out pretty well was this Longshot. I received it already modded, but not working particularly well, and I really wanted to clean it up and tweak it mechanically so it could act as a good loaner for events, especially for adults. It has a pretty beefy spring in it, it already had a brass barrel and breech that someone had built, and it has this pump grip that's made from a retaliator slide. There was quite a bit of dead space. I filled that with chipped up pieces of plastic and some old super glue, and I cleaned, filed, and lubricated the whole mechanism. The pump grip wasn't quite working because there wasn't enough space for the priming bars to come all the way back to the catch consistently, so you kind of had to slam it as hard as you can. I was able to dial that in a little bit better, and then I integrated the tip of a Longshot front gun on the front here to cover up the big gaping hole that existed in that space. And I think it looks quite nice. On the other hand, I LiPo modded a Spectrum with a Daybreak cage setup, and it's just kind of spitting out darts for some reason. I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on this one. It should be a pretty simple mod. Spectrums are an easy mod. They're simpler than stripes, they have less locks, there's less things to go wrong with them, and they're, but I'm gonna have to find some time to dig back into it and fix it later. I did have some success doing some upgrades to a Max Stryker. The numbers didn't quite get where I wanted them to be. It might get its own video down the road once I do some tuning on it and really kind of get it where I want. I was really happy to discover that more of the principal parts originally for the Nexus fit in the Stryker than I expected. Particularly the mag release geometry is the same, and I hadn't received confirmation about that, and I'm happy to report that you can use all of the different mag releases for the Nexus with the Stryker as far as I can tell. I used this short one from Thingiverse that came out great. But then again, with this Zombie Strike clear shot, I'm quite happy with the paint job. These are some of the first paint jobs I've actually done on Nerf blasters. But I clearly need to do some more work on the mechanism because even with the K26, I'm just kind of hitting elite ranges, which is not what I'd hoped for out of this little single shot pistol, but there's still a lot of potential here, so we're gonna keep moving on this. The final little project was a quick repair on a rival Nemesis. It was just a loose flywheel. It didn't take too long to fix it, but it definitely made for some of the best firing footage with the percussion instruments. So at the very least, I get to share that kind of fun with you. If you've been around this channel for a bit, or if you follow my other YouTube channel, or if you have been reading the descriptions carefully, you know that I'm a musician. I'm a multi-instrumentalist and a composer and a songwriter, and all the music on this channel is original. A lot of the music that I use in these videos is from daily or weekly songwriting challenges. They're not necessarily fully polished songs that I might have released in an album. And for challenges like that, You need to write and record something, anything, to keep up with the challenge. So after sitting on all the footage in this video for far too long, I finally tapped into that same energy that I used to just get music done regardless of how I feel about it, and just decided I needed to share this video with you and move on with my life and do some other video projects. So I hope you enjoy all the mod and firing footage, but if you take anything away from this, it's that sometimes you just have to plow through a project to bring it to fruition and just get unstuck and be released to do other things. I find that setting a schedule and sticking to it, even if you're not always happy with the results, is one of the best ways to keep your creativity flowing and to keep learning and becoming a better creative person. So on that note, I'm going to be aiming for one larger video and a short on YouTube every week going forward. I don't have a specific release schedule yet, but at least with the frequency determined, I'm free to move forward and work on new projects and share more parts of my journey in foam flinging with you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the field.